Have you ever been in a situation and you said something and immediately you thought, dang, I shouldn't have said that? Or maybe stayed silent when you should have said something? Yeah, we've all been there. Knowing when to speak and knowing when to stay silent, oh, that's a skill. A skill that protects your peace. And a lot of people struggle with this. Sometimes we react too fast, we say things that we can't take back, and other times we bite our tongue when we really should have been using our voice. So today we're going to talk about it: when to speak up and when to be silent. Let's go. Silence is powerful, but a lot of people don't use it right. Here's some times when staying silent is actually the best move. 1. When words won't change the outcome. If you've already said your piece and nothing is shifting, repeating yourself won't help. At some point, you have to let action speak. 2. When you're speaking from emotion and not clarity. Listen, if you're heated, upset, or emotional, that is not the time to be responding. Give yourself time to think before you react. 3. When the other person isn't listening. Have you ever talked to someone who was just waiting to respond, not actually hearing you? Yeah, don't waste your breath. 4. When you're repeating yourself. If you have to keep saying the same thing over and over, at some point you have to realize they heard you. They just don't care. 5. When silence is more powerful. Sometimes the best response is no response at all. Your silence can say more than words ever could. 6. When engaging drains your energy. Protect your peace. If a conversation is taking more from you than it's given, it's okay to walk away. 7. When it's not your battle to fight. Not everything needs your energy. Some things, you just gotta let people figure it out on their own. 8. When protecting your boundaries requires it. If someone is overstepping, sometimes the best way to send a message is just to stop engaging. 9. When growth requires detachment. Growth means letting go sometimes, and that includes conversations and relationships that no longer serve you. 10. When it's time to listen instead. Not every moment calls for a response. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is just listen. Now, with that being said, silence isn't always the answer. There's times when you need to speak up. Let's talk about these moments. 1. When your boundaries are being crossed. If someone is disrespecting your limits, you have to let them know, because sometimes silence looks like agreement. 2. When you see injustice or harm. Staying quiet when you see wrong doesn't protect your peace. It just allows the problem to continue. 3. When silence is misinterpreted. People will make up their own version of the story if you don't speak up for yourself. And we see that very often. 4. When you need to advocate for yourself. Whether it's at work, in relationships, or in life, closed mouths don't get fed. Speak up. 5. When you have valuable insight. If what you know could help someone, don't hold back. 6. When your mental or emotional well-being is at stake. Holding things in can be toxic. Express yourself when you need to. 7. When you need to hold someone accountable. Don't let people get away with things that aren't okay. 8. When you're in a position to inspire or encourage. Your words might be that push someone needs to keep going. 9. When avoiding the conversation leads to regret. If you know deep down that you need to say something, don't let fear stop you. 10. When change depends on it. Some situations won't change until you speak up, and sometimes that person has to be you. So the key takeaway is balance. There's a time to speak and there's a time to be silent. The more you master the balance, the more you protect your peace. Before you respond, ask yourself, will my words add value, or am I just reacting? Will silence serve me better, or is this a time to speak up? At the end of the day, your peace is yours to protect. Use your voice wisely and don't waste your energy where it's not needed. Let me know your thoughts. When do you struggle the most to speak up or to be silent?